This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Edmund Chapman, CEO of Stop Play'n Apparel. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever had a friend or you ever been on social media and you see somebody in life looking so phenomenal, looking so great, and you're like, man, I wish I had what they had. Or man, it's even a thought like, man, they're having a good life. Wow, I'm having such a hard time, and they having such a marvelous time, or having such a great time, or everything they touch, the outcome comes or becomes outstanding. What is going on?
Like I got a friend named Christopher, right? And let's just say Christopher business was thriving. I'm like, man, I need to do what Christopher's doing or doing. That's not the right. That's not the right take, guys. That's not the right thought process. That's not how we should be carrying ourselves. So today's message is titled
Life can be easy when you follow your own path. Again, life can be easy when you follow your own path. Come on, y'all. Let's go. I need energy. All right, let's get into this thing. So, like I said, if I had a friend named Christopher, which I have a friend named Christopher for real, just because his path to what we think is success worked for him, that does not necessarily means it's going to work for Edmund Chapman. Just like I can get somebody the blueprint on how to start my apparel company, does not means it's going to work for you. Each individual was given a task by the man above, God, to follow their own path. And when life get confusing or hard, it's because we're trying to follow somebody else's path. We're trying to do what somebody else did because they might have success in their lane. That's because it was their path. It was what they were supposed to do. A lot of times you hear these guys say, oh, get into real estate. I made millions of dollars in real estate. Okay, cool. That might have been your path. That don't necessarily means that's my path. Or if I get into real estate, that doesn't mean I'm going to have the success that X, Y, and Z might have had. And that's why life started becoming hard and becoming tricky. And you're like, oh my God, I did everything A to Z, 1 through 10. I did it and it has not worked. Hello? It's not working because you're trying to do what somebody else has done. And I understand it's a lot of companies out there and that's the same type of businesses like my apparel company and different things like that. But you have to stick to your path, your lane. You can't do what your mama did. You can't do what your daddy did. You can't do what your grandma did. You have to stick to what God gave you to do. And I get it. Your parents might have went to college and graduated summa cum laude. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. Apparently, I didn't graduate from college. No, I was kidding. But I went. But the thing is, that don't mean that's your path. And parents, stop trying to make your kids go the route you went. Be there for them. Inspire them. Motivate them. But find out what path is theirs. And go that route with them and help them. Everybody ain't gonna turn out to be a gang member or a drug dealer and all this other stuff. No. We're not even talking about that. Yeah, you bring them back to the right direction they need to go. But just because you had success in going to college or you had success as an entrepreneur, that doesn't mean that's your child path. Your child path might be to go to school and get a 9 to 5. Yes, you did the entrepreneur way. Great, you made it. Cool. But But that's the path
The God had for you. That's not the path that's for your child. And we're making life so hard. My life used to be so hard too. No cap. Even a year ago, it was so hard. I was trying to do my best at marriage. I was trying to do my best in business. I was trying to do my best at work. And I was trying to see, oh, my friend did this. Oh, I seen that on social media. And life got hard. I was like, wait a minute, Ed. You're Ed. Do what God called you to do. You get along with people very well. You get along with people very well. Start talking to people through a camera and try to motivate them. Start going out there coaching sports teams. That's your path. That's what you do. This other stuff, that's not your path. Do what you do. And people,
living my best life. I'm literally living my best life now because I chose to do what God put into me to do. My path, the direction He gave me specifically. I'm not doing what other people want to do. I'm not doing what other people want me to do. I live in Carolina now. Guess what? There's people out there probably didn't want me to move out here. I cannot do what they want me to do. I had to pick the path. I had to follow the path that God laid out for me. The path that God laid out for me. True story. I want to be a police officer. Like my uncle, he's one of my biggest role models. He's like a father figure to me. And I really, and he's very successful. There's no cap. He's very successful. And I want to be a police officer for that very reason. Not because I wanted to be a police officer, but it's for the simple fact of I want to follow the chain line of my dad was, my uncle was, my grandfather was, and I seen the success, I seen the money, but that was not my path. And every time I took these police tests, either I didn't pass the written, or I passed the written, and I didn't pass I passed the physical. I didn't have all the credits, college credits, or like when I got down to Carolina, I had tattoos, and apparently they didn't like tattoos. A bunch of stuff kept going on where I could not become a police officer. And one day this guy told me, I never forget. He said, Ed, you love kids, right? You love working out. How about gear yourself towards what you love? Because apparently, and not to be funny, this police officer stuff is not working for you. And then I took a hard look at him, and I was like, he's right. I was literally trying to follow someone else's path. And God kept telling me, this is not the path I have for you. That was your grandfather's path. That was your dad's path. That's your uncle's path. That's not your path. And like I said, even when I got past the grades and got past the credits, got that. Now it was tattoos. It was like, okay, it was study some after one after another. Something kept happening because I was following someone else's path. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not trying to be long-winded. I'm not trying to be repetitive. I'm saying life for me got easy when I prayed to God and I figured out what was the path that God gave me. Oh, check it out, right? Look at Deion Sanders, right? Look what he's doing. If another coach comes behind him and tries to mimic exactly what he do, or has done or doing, it necessarily might not work for that coach because that was not their path. Deion Sanders' path is to do it this way. And it's working for him. And he's been very successful doing it the way God, because he says it all the time, talk about God, the way God planned it for his life. And another coach
behind him and try to do the exact same thing because it necessarily would not work for that coach. Follow y'all path. If you don't know what your path is, it's all right. Take it to the Father. Father. Take it to the Father. And he would tell you exactly. He would pinpoint what your path is and go for it. And I'm not saying people can't give you a blueprint of what they did. I'm not saying they can't. Because I can give a blueprint all day long on how I started this apparel company. But I'm saying when you look at somebody's success
and you want to follow their path because you see the success they had or having, it's not necessarily going to work for you. That's the thing I want to convey to everybody. It's not. And that's when you having a rough stretch, 5-year, 10-year stretch of this. Like, what in the world is going on? You're following somebody else's path. You're following your grandma's path. You're following your uncle's path. You're following your brother's path. When God gave you your own. He gave you your own eyes, your own ears, your own mouth, your own heart, your own hands. Follow your path. Go out and be great on purpose and do what God has for you. And I promise you all, life can be easy when you follow your path. As always, guys, I love you. God loves you. Do what God put it here and what here. And go out and be great on purpose. Click like, share, and guys, help me get to 100,000 subscribers by Christmas. Subscribe. You are the best. And I wish nothing but the best for you. But it won't happen. It won't happen until you start doing what God gave you to do.